Hello, this is David Lorimer here. Today I'd like to share with you a story about Bishop Desmond Tutu, but before I do so, let me remind you of one of his important books, which is called No Future Without Forgiveness. This is a book that I came out in 2003 and I reviewed it about that time. And we also had a Mystics and Scientists conference on forgiveness, and we had a message from Archbishop Tutu. So this is about serpent power and dove power, recalling Jesus's injunction to his disciples that they should be wise as serpents and gentle as doves. Serpent power is the power of force, wealth, social influence, and numbers. There's nothing wrong with it if it's used with integrity, but the capacity to embody the power of the dove is different. And what this commentator says about it is that we believe in the power of prayer, in the power of truth, and in the power of love. And I suspect if you're listening to me here, you also believe in dove force. So here is the story about Archbishop Desmond Tutu, who was threatened by the government to stop speaking out about apartheid. On one Easter morning, soldiers were sent to his church. They lined the walls of the sanctuary holding loaded rifles. The congregation was frightened that Bishop Tutu would speak against apartheid and the soldiers would start shooting. They were also frightened that he would not speak, for then the regime would effectively have won. Archbishop Tutu began bouncing on his heels and laughing uproariously, laughing like a child. The laughter was contagious. Soon everyone was laughing, even some of the soldiers. He went on to preach against apartheid, and he was not shot. He didn't have the power of force, or the power of wealth, or the power of numbers. He had no serpent power. His power was the power of the dove, residing in his faith, hope, and love. Tutu's faith gave him the capacity for joy in all circumstances. His faith in the coming kingdom of God brought the experience of the future into the present, making it real for his audience. He didn't fear the future. He awaited it expectantly and called his listeners into it. This lack of fear allowed him to look past the guns, see the boys holding the guns and love them. His love, faith, and hope had real-world power. The apparent barriers to action rarely stand up to dove power. When people are reminded of the strength of their faith, their fear subsides. And when they are invited to lean into their faith, they are emboldened by God's provision. And I think you'll agree that yesterday's story about Robert Desnos has a similar power of the dove about it. So we can reflect on how we can embody and enact this same power of the dove in our own lives and our own witness. Thanks for listening.